Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Ngayong Sabado sa ang inyong kawal, tunghayan ang mga hakbang na tinahak ng National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict upang tuluyan ng masawata ang insurensiya sa bansa sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay ng benepisyo sa mga nagsisukong mga rebelde at pagpapatupad ng mga proyektong nagsisiguro na hindi na sila muling babalik sa armadong pakikibaka. Ating alamin kung ano-ano ang mga pagsubok na pinagdaanan ng NTF-ELCAC at kung paano sila naging matagumpay sa pagpapatupad ng Social Reintegration Program ng pamahalaan sa edisyong pinamagatang NTF-ELCAC, Pagkakaisa, Kapayapaan at Kaunlaran. Ang lahat ng ito ay sasa inyo ngayong Sabado, alas 8 ng gabi sa UNTV, your public service channel.
Mga katropa, alam mo ba na ang DWDD 1134 kHz AFP Radio ay ang opisyal na radio station ng Sandatahang Lakas ng Pilipinas na binubuo ng Army, Navy at Air Force na siyang maghahatid sa inyo ng mga balita mula sa ating Armed Forces at iba pang impormasyon. Mga katropa, hanapin at ilike kami sa Facebook, Twitter at YouTube. DWDD AFP Radio, ang boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Mga katropa, para lagi kang updated sa inyong Sandatahang Lakas ng Pilipinas, siguraduhin naka-like at follow ka sa AFP Radio DWDD Facebook page at nakatune in sa 1134 kHz AFP DWDD. Panoorin ang weekly documentary program ng AFP Radio na Ang Inyong Kawal, Sabado alas 8 ng gabi. Simulcast po ito sa Inyong Kawal Facebook at YouTube channel. And keep up the good work sa team. Ayan, Media and Civil Affairs Group, CRS-AFP, maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Magandang umaga Pilipinas. Ako pong muli ang inyong lingkod, si Katrupang Doc Arnel Palmes. Kayo pong muli ay nakatutok sa nag-iisang radyo ng Armed Forces of the Philippines, ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM radio station. Kami po ay magserbisyong publiko ngayong araw ng Sabado sa ganap ng alas 12 ng tanghali hanggang alauna ng hapon. Isang oras po ang ating pagsasamahan ngayong araw. Dito lamang po sa programang Biyaya at Buhay. Ang mensahe po ng ating programa na ang bawat buhay may biyayang taglay. Mga katrupa, simulan po natin ang ating programa sa maikling panalangin. Heavenly Father, we come before you today with hearts full of gratitude and humility. Thank you for the gift of life, the blessings of this new day, and the opportunity to gather as community of viewers and listeners for the Biyaya at Buhay segment. Lord, we ask your presence to guide and inspire us throughout this program. May today's stories, messages, and reflections bring hope, encouragement, and wisdom to everyone who tunes in. Bless our hosts, guests, and who contribute to making this program meaningful and enriching. Grant them clarity of thought, sincerity of heart, and the grace to touch the lives of others through their words and actions. We lift up to you our listeners and viewers. May they find comfort, peace, and strength. In your loving embrace, may the discussions today plant seeds of faith, hope, and joy in their lives. Lastly, Lord, we entrust this program to your divine guidance. May it be channel of your love, truth, and blessings to all. We ask this in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, who lives and reigns with you in the unity with the Holy Spirit forever and ever. Amen. Alright, mga katrupa, Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao, magandang buhay sa inyong lahat. So ngayong umaga, just want to greet, of course, our hosts, mga kasamaan ko dito sa Biyaya at Buhay, sa ating mga katrupang nakikinig at nanonood, sina Doc Ariel Maso, Dean Carlito Austria, at saka si Doc Mark Season. So of course, yung ating umaga, ang pinaka-importante sa lahat at saka inaabangan ng ating listeners at saka mga viewers ay ang ating verse of the week. Ang ating verse of the week ay nagsimula nanggaling sa Philippians chapter 4 verse 6 and 17. 6 and 7. So it says that, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything situation, by prayer and petitions with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understandings, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. So meaning, this passage from the Philippians is a powerful reminder that God's invite us to surrender our anxieties to Him. Let's break it down further. Do not be anxious about anything. Meaning, this doesn't mean that we will never feel anxious, but encourage us not to let worry control our lives. Anxiety can be overwhelming, but God calls us to trust in Him rather than be consumed by fear. But in every situation, tandaan natin, by prayers and petitions, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. Instead of allowing stress to take over, we encourage to bring everything big or small to God in prayer. The praise with thanksgiving remind us to cultivate gratitude, even in thought times. Gratitude helps shift our focus from what's wrong to what God has already done for us. And the peace of God reminds us also, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. When we release our worries to God, of course, He gives us deep peace and goes behind logic of circumstances. This peace guards our hearts, emotions, and minds to protections us from being overwhelmed by fear or negativity. So how this applies to mental health? Of course, anxiety and stress are real strugglings, but we don't have to carry them alone because God invites us to learn on Him through prayer. So mahalaga talaga ang prayer. Then gratitude can help shift our mindset, reducing stress and increasing joy. God's peace is real promise. It may not remove problems instantly, but it gives us strength and calmness to face them. So whenever you feel overwhelmed, try to pause, pray, and remind yourself of God's peace. You are not alone, and He cares for you deeply. So mga katrupa, this verse reminds us to bring our worries to God and trust in His peace, which is behind human understanding. No matter what strugglings you face, you are not alone. God is with you, offering comfort and strength. Okay? So yun yung ating verse of the week. So sana magkaroon tayo ng time to reflect ourselves today. Reflections is very important. So mga katrupa, before tayo mag-imimit natin yung ating guest for this morning, time check muna tayo is 12:07. Magkaroon lamang po tayo ng maiksing commercial break upang magbigay daan sa ating station ID.
Ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Alamin ang mga mainit na balita mula sa ating Armed Forces. Tumutok sa 1134 kHz AM sa inyong mga radyo. At manood online. I-like at i-share ang AFP Radio DWDD Facebook page. Ito ang DWDD Armed Forces Radio, ang boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Welcome back mga katrupa. Kayo po ay nakatutok pa din sa programang Biyaya at Buhay sa DWDD 1134 kHz AM radio station. Ang DWDD ay kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas. Mga katrupa, it's time for all of you to know who is our special guest for today. So our esteemed guest speaker today, a passionate advocate for mental health and well-being. A graduate of Bachelor of Science in Psychology at Cavite State University, Bacoor Campus. He graduated with Latin honors as cum laude and the best undergraduate research in the field of social behavioral science. Our guest is dedicated psychologist, counselor, educator, and mental health activist who has made a significant impact in raising awareness about mental health issues. With his unwavering commitment, he worked tirelessly to break the stigma surrounding mental health, providing support, education, and empowerment to individuals and communities. Through his work, he has helped countless individuals navigate the challenges of mental well-being, emphasizing the importance of self-care, resilience, and seeking help when needed. Today, we are privileged to hear from him as he shares valuable insights on stress management, mental health awareness, overcoming anxiety, and workplace mental health. Notably, he is an active member of the Psychological Association of the Philippines, and also his research was refers in the Gender and Development for Youth Publication Center at CSU Indang Campus. This dedication to a continuous learning journey is to inspire future mental health advocates and practitioners to make an impact and make a difference in nation building. Please join us in giving a warm welcome to Mr. Jonel C. Samuling, RPM, Mental Health Advocate. All right. So, good morning, Sir Jonel. Welcome to Biyaya at Buhay. Sir Jonel, paki-ano yung ating microphone? Yan, sige. Magpakilala ka muna, Sir Jonel, sa ating mga katrupang nanonood at nakikinig ngayong umaga.
Okay, first of all, no, I would like to introduce myself to each one of you. No, well, you know, I'm Sir Jonel Samuling. I'm actually teaching, no, private and university institution. I'm in the field of psychology, and basically, no, I'm also a mental health advocate. And I'm really eager to break the stigma, at the same time to emphasize or to highlight the mental health advocacy here in the Philippines, especially in this current situation. Okay, I'm not just all about teaching psychology or self-care, but of course, in advocating mental health, it's really important, it's really necessary not to make a program at the same time to let the public know about how powerful it is, that we're aware of the things, that what is happening at the same time. by ourselves, and of course to the people that surrounds us, mental health is really right there, and it's really impacted each one of us. So aside from that, no, aside from what I'm advocating, I'm also prioritizing the needs of like not just the students, but of course the mental health advocates. When I say the mental health advocates, lahat po tayo. So we are the mental health advocates of our own. And of course, no, aside from that, no, I would like also to since this is an opportunity to greet also
Yes,
my
pakibate.
Doc, kung okay lang, no, greet ko lang po yung aking family from Cebu, at the same time from the Negros Occidental, my parents, no, Mary Jane Samuling.
I'm sure they're watching right now.
Doc, actually right now nanonood sila.
Wow.
And my father,
Mga
Daniel Samuling.
taga Cebu.
Yes.
Mayong
Hello
buntag.
Cebu, at the same time Negros, no. My lolo, no, my pastor, Edgar Gadalio, at the same time of course my partner Rainy De Los Lado, at the same time tita Jan na nanonood ngayon, no. They're actually watching us and live, and at the same time for all the faculty and staff in the State University, in Cavite State University, of course, and St. Francis of Assisi College, to Sir RJ De La Cruz, the OIC of the Office of the Student Affairs and Services, and of course the College Activity Coordinator, and the stakeholders of St. Francis of Assisi College. Thank you, and good morning sa ating lahat.
Alright, sige. So, Sir Jonel, our viewers and listeners know you already, naka-introduce ka na, nakapag-greet ka na sa ating mga manonood, sa iyong mga kamag-anak, yung iyong mga mahal sa buhay. So ngayon, sisimulan na natin ang hinihintay ng lahat, yung ating question and answer. Kasi hindi kompleto yung ating segment ng Biyaya at Buhay pag walang question and answer. So I'm sure you are now ready. Ready na ba?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
This is part of my advocacy.
Sige. Sige, ang una kong tanong, Sir Jonel, so what inspired you to become a mental health advocate?
Well, like what I've said, no, the mental health movement here in the Philippines is not being recognized. Well, nito lang naman siya naging, kumbaga, issue, at the same time naging controversial talaga. It's because of, aside from doctors, the medical doctors could not explain some of the like psychological aspect, no. I think there's a need to break the stigma of mental health here in the Philippines, kasi pagka sinabi kasi nating may naiiba yung tao, yung ugali niya, at the same time kung paano siya umasta, paano siya manamit, kung paano siya mag-behave, no, automatic yan nililabel natin as one lang. Yun ang term na baliw, no? Nililabel natin agad. But of course, no, what inspired me to be a mental health advocate, aside from the stigmatizing yung mga stereotype, at the same time yung mga maling paniniwala natin pagdating sa mental health, I think this time, no, sobrang importante, ang crucial ng mental health, kasi aside from the mga nangyayari sa paligid natin, even our leaders, our politics, even in our personal life, no, there's a need na kailangan natin intindihin at unawain. At of course, kailangan nating ma-apply yun sa sarili natin for us to also know and to let the public and the people around us kung paano ba talaga i-manage yung mental health. Okay.
Kung paano ma-manage ang mental health. So ngayon, Sir Jay, follow-up question, Sir Jonel. So, may mga common misconceptions ba about mental health that you would like to correct?
Yes.
Sa mga ano?
Yes, actually. Ilagay na lang natin ngayon sa pinaka-current state ng ano natin, kung anong nangyayari ngayon.
Yes, oo.
Most of the people in political point of view, no, kapag medyo na-stress sila sa kung, let's say, kung sino yung fina-follow nila ng mga influencers, and of course yung mga pinapanood nila, na-stress nila, that's actually the stressors nila, source of stress nila. At the same time, may mga let's say, or mga balita na napapanood sila. If that makes you stress, no, this is actually a high time, no, to let you know na it's okay to unblock or to unfriend or to
Yes,
unfollow, because it's actually your rule, personal rule mo yun, and it is actually a personal respect na you have the self-care. No, it's really important na if there's a need na kailangan mo talagang i-unfollow yung influencer na yun, then you do so, because if it's at the end of the day, we have to prioritize our mental health. But of course, no, you have to also to engage with we have to be proactive or assertive with what's happening. Kailangan mo rin kasing malaman yung mga nangyayari sa paligid mo. You have to be aware, for us to be aware. Now the important thing is that kailangan natin lang i-manage, marunong tayo mag-manage, and that's how important it is. Okay? So may mga ang mga misconceptions ang parati ay nahihirapan tayo mag-disconnect,
mag-disconnect, yes, oo.
At the same time mag-unfollow kasi parang feeling natin baka ma-hurt yung friends natin,
True.
or yung mga followers natin, or di kaya yung classmates natin, na friend natin sa Facebook. If it makes you unbothered, I mean, if it makes you bothered, especially if it affects your mental health or your mental well-being, then kindly disconnect or kindly do the things that you should supposed to do, especially unfollowing or blocking them in social media. That's how you should do it, and that's how you should maintain your self-respect, and that it could lead to a better well-being.
Tama,
You know?
tama. Of course, yung priority natin, lagi nilang isipin na Sir Jonel, yung priority nila is sa kanilang sarili, hindi
Yes.
sarili ng iba.
Yes.
'Di ba? So, next question is, how can we reduce the stigma surrounding mental health in our society?
Ayan. Isa pa yan sa pinakamalaki issue. I cannot do this. The mental health advocates in the Philippines, psychologists, psychometrician, and psychiatrists, they are limited.
Yes.
Okay? So what I wanted to know at the same time, like what I would like to emphasize here, that you can be a mental health advocate of your own, as a parent, no, as a student, of course, as a citizen here in the Philippines. You could help each of your loved ones or each of the people that you love, no? You could actually guide them. For you to be able to guide them, of course, you have to understand, no, what that it means, what's really the essence of mental health. So if you know how to manage it, therefore you could also let your relatives know kung paano ba ang tamang pag-process, especially the emotional regulation right now. Doc Arnel, if
Yes.
I'm going to like share to each one of you now that the Filipino people, the very culture of the Filipino people ay napaka kumbaga passive reactive.
Yes,
no?
oo.
Pag may nakikitang mali or pag may nakikitang dapat punain, tumatahimik lang tayo kasi ayaw natin ng gulo. But that's not the point. The point is kung paano mo in-acknowledge at kung paano mo pinapalagahan yung kausap mo or yung mahal mo sa buhay or yung taong gusto mong punain, because you have to understand na may mali silang ginagawa at mali yung ginawa nila, and in a right way. At the same time, yung maintindihan nila. That's why it's really important to, here in the Philippines, kailangan talaga yung, especially the generation right now, na parang lumaki sa social media, sa digital era, kailangan nilang ma-practice yung emotional regulation. Yung paano mag-open ng yung
nararamdaman
nila. Kasi malalim po yun. Malalim po ang nararamdaman. And one of the things na kailangan nating tingnan ay ang parenting style. Dahil pati parents ngayon naapektuhan na actually ng social media. Part of their life na talaga ay kinukonsume na ng social media. And medyo nababaliwala yung part na yung parenting na kailangan ng mga bata. So it needs to have like yung mga bata kailangan talaga ng interaction, ng socialization sa paligid nila for them to also know and to practice their emotional involvement.
So meaning, Sir Jonel, ang point natin doon is kailangan open for all for our feelings. Share. Diba? Hindi mo pwedeng kim-kimin lang eh. Yan yung importante.
Yes, Doc. Isa sa mga rason kung bakit may mga...
Sir Jonel, paano ng mic?
Isa sa mga rason kung bakit may mga bata ngayon na there are behavioral problems. At the same time, parang nagugulat yung mga parents bakit naging ganun na lang yung paghubog ng yung personality at attitude ng mga anak nila. Is that they don't have awareness pagdating sa kung paano ba nag-grow yung anak nila. Ano ba yung mga pinapanood, ano ba yung mga sino bang mga kasama ng mga anak nila, and paano ba pinapractice yung emotional regulation pagdating sa bahay pag nagkakamali. Kasi sa bahay, as much as possible, mga parents ngayon super kasi protective to the point na hindi na napapractice yung discipline. At the same time, discipline in a way na ina-explain sa bata, pinapaintindi sa mga anak yung tamang behavior, at the same time yung tamang asal. And that's the very foundation, fundamentals ngayon, which is na overpower lang ng social media ngayon, kasi nga most of us ay kumbaga nakukonsume yung oras natin sa social media.
So Sir Junel, idagdag ko lang, no, how do you personally practice self-care and strategies do you recommend to others? May mga recommendations ka ba?
Yes, that's actually a great question, Doc. Self-care for me, no,
Yes.
it's more on about the discipline.
Kasi kailangan yun
Yes.
sa sarili.
Excuse me. You cannot actually do self-care if you don't have discipline. So you have to
Tama.
start it from within, from yourself. So usually po, maybe other will say na ang hirap i-practice ng time management or self-management. Ang hirap talaga niyang gawin without discipline. Therefore, you have to start in your own. Pwede mo siyang simulan actually by like limiting your number of hours sa panonood, sa pag-scroll sa social media. At the same time, lagi mong kamustahin yung anak mo if you have like family, if you have your son or daughters. Lagi mo silang i-monitor. Kamustahin mo. One of the things siguro na, this is the crucial advice for the parents, especially yung mga parents na inayaan lang yung anak sa social media kahit anong oras para lang magawa nila yung mga gawain nila, which is not actually advisable. The very reason why nagkakaroon ng rebellious behavior yung anak in the future is because of hindi napapakinggan, and it's okay lang naman pala na hindi pag-usapan. Yun yung nabibuild ng bata At yun yung pagkakaintindi niya sa kung ano yung environment meron siya. So it's okay na used yung bata sa ganung pattern of behavior and pattern of discipline. That's why kapag nagkaroon ng medyo counterproductive behavior sa bata mo in the future, huwag ka nang magtaka, because the environment that child na at the same time yung parenting mo hindi naman siya swak doon sa kung paano mo siya pinalaki. That's why to practice self-care, it should be start from yourself. And pwede mo siyang umpisahan sa kung saan ka medyo nawawala ng oras, at the same time parang saan ka medyo nagkukonsume ng oras na to the point na naapektuhan yung ibang areas or aspects of your life. Then pwede mo siyang i-manage, pwede mo siyang kailangan meron kang limited time lang. Let's say for example, sa pag-scroll ng social media, sa paglalaba, sa pagluluto, it should be managed. Kasi kapag hindi, worst comes to worst, pwede kang hanggang dyan ka lang buong araw na hindi mo na natutuunan ng pansin yung mga anak mo, hindi ka na nagli-lead sa isang family, sa isang family structure.
So meaning talaga siya, kailangan talaga, Sir Junel, time management.
Time management. And it should be start from yourself.
From yourself. So, next question natin, Sir Junel, is about seeking help naman and resources. So, what advice do you have for someone who is hesitant to seek professional help? Kasi minsan nahihiya tayo Kung may naramdaman tayo, tinatago na lang natin sa sarili hanggang lumala ng lumala. So, ano yung mga advice mo na pwedeng gawin nila?
Okay. Alright. I think as much as possible, ayaw kong magbigay ng advice. Kasi anyone with us, this is very familiar concern na natatakot tayong lumapit. Even in the school settings, natatakot lumapit sa guidance counselor, sa guidance office. It's because as the very stereotype talaga kapag usapang guidance office, ang iniisip talaga ng student or parang may kasalanan kang ginawa na ipapatawag ka pati parents mo. But let me clarify it. Let me destigmatize it right now. Na kapag sinabing sa guidance office, it is one of your helper. Kakampi mo, refuge. Pwede mo silang puntahan anytime, May logbook naman yan sila, or di kayo may appointment. Anytime pwede ka dong magsabi kung anong problem mo. You just have to ask for a time, Kasi not all of the time free naman yung mo. May kanya-kanyang, may mga schedule yan. Yung iba sa kanila nagtuturo. So, this is the high time to let you know na these people or these offices ay nandyan for a reason. For a reason na kailangan kanila at the same time, nandyan sila for you to help. Okay? Hindi ibig sabihin nun na kapag may guidance office, kapag aantayin mo na magkakaroon ka ng kasalanan para mapunta ka doon. No. Anytime you could go there. Okay? That's the very reason bakit nandyan sila. Okay? And they are professional, they know how to manage, and they know how to keep the information kung ano mang inopen mo sa kanila. So, of course, for the guidance counselors or at the same time for the mental health advocate na nag-cater ng mga students or ng clients, no? I know and you know na we have to keep the information, no? As much as possible in ourselves and of course to the client. We have to respect that na nasa code of ethics natin. And ang advice ko lang din for the parents, especially sa bahay, kasi importante ito sa ganitong setup, sir. Hindi lang sa school settings, pero sa kanya-kanya nating bahay. One of the things that we should consider, we know all of us yung active listening. Okay? Kaya nga ang iba mas pinipili na lang mag-alaga ng cat or ng dog kasi they're just right there. Napaka-loyal nila. Kahit magkwento ka, wala ka dyan, they're just there. Nakikinig sila. So, as much as possible, the active listening, kailangan din natin as a parent na kailangan natin yung skills na yon. Kasi hindi pwede nating, let's say for example, nag-open yung anak natin na, ma, gusto ko magpa-blue hair or magpa-red hair kasi yung classmates ko may mga ganito. Tapos ang sabi mo agad to your daughter or to your son, no, hangga't nandito ka sa pamamahay ko, hindi ka pwedeng maganyan. Okay? So from that point of view pa lang, ini-stop mo na yung feelings niya. So we have to listen with the feelings behind the words. Hindi pwedeng dahil nag-open siya about it, ang iisipin mo agad gagastos ka or something, parang magbubulakbol siya kasi we have to take time to listen because from that, no, maintindihan natin kung ano ba yung gusto niya, the sense of belongingness, at the same time to fit in. You could also explain kung bakit gusto niya. Ano bang feeling niya kapag makuha niya yung ganung gusto niya. So, we have to understand that. Hindi pwede nating doon palang ikat na natin kung ano yung gusto ng bata. Right from the word na narinig mo, doon mo na siya agad inintindi, doon mo na agad in-stop. So from that, dine-develop mo actually yung environment or yung pattern ng bata na mag-respond. Okay, ayoko na pala ng basta pag may problema ako, tatahimik na lang pala ako kasi baka awayan ako ng parent ko. 'Di ba? So in the future, kapag may problem yan na crucial na pati ikaw madadamay, your whole family, tatahimik yan kasi yun yung binild mo sa anak mo eh. So active listening, no? If you have time and if you have listening, no? That's the only time that your children will pick the values na tinuturo mo bilang ikaw as a parent. Because from that time, you were bonded. Kasi you understand the feeling, not just the word. Okay? So that's just my advice to the parents na do not interrupt your child, especially if they're explaining, kasi napakalawak na imagination nila. They have to be understood and to be understand. Now, the thing here is, as often says, no, we do too much to our children. No? Too much to our children that to the point that we steal their self-esteem. No? Kasi inaano natin yung self-esteem, your confidence ng bata, which is, it's really crucial part sa stages nila of development. Okay? Yun yung ma-advise ko, sir, in actually parang yung mga nahihirapan dyan. It should be start from the home. At the same time, yung mga mental health advocate natin, wag po tayong mahiyang or magdalawang isip, no, na pumunta sa kanila to ask for help.
Kasi guidance counselor, yung mga mental advocate are very friendly. Hindi masusungit. So, sa mga natin yan, sa mga teenagers, pag nakita nyo naman sa eskwelahan yung ating guidance advocate, huwag kayong matakot. They are all friendly.
Yes, Doc. Medyo strict lang yung mga mukha nila. Kasi nga, immune na yan sa mga stressors, sa mga naririnig nila, of course, from the other mga problems pa. Pero, I just want to let you know na napaka-approachable, napaka-friendly at the same time. Kaya ka nilang pakinggan kahit din ilang oras gusto mo. But of course, no, it should be limited in kailangan nasa isang counseling room kayo session.
So, sa mga magulang din, Sir Junel, halimbawa pag may mga anak kayo na lumapit sa inyo to open their problems, pakinggan nyo lang. Yan ang importante kasi pag once na medyo magalit din tayo na nagsisimula pa lang pagkakwento, galit ka na, so walang mangyayari. Hindi ka makakatulong sa anak mo. Siguro open communications ang importante sa lahat, 'di ba? So, next, Sir Junel, as a mental health advocate sa ating mga magulang dyan na nanonood at nakikinig, may mga resources ba would you like to recommend for mental health support? Na saan sila manonood? Saan sila magbibili ng books? May mga ganun ba?
Yes, Doc. We do have like...
Kasi instead of sabihin, manood na lang kayo dyan sa cellphone ninyo. So why not recommend, pwede ba bumili tayo ng book sa ganon? Ano mga recommendations ninyo? Meron ba?
For the students, no, ang dami nating resources aside from mga bookstore natin, National Bookstore. Audiobooks meron din sa mga Z-Library, you could access it freely. At the same time, may mga influencers po tayo, mga mental health practitioners or influencers na you could follow like
Ay, singit ko lang ha. Katulad sa'yo ha, ipa-follow nyo si Sir Jonel sa kanyang Facebook account ba?
Yes, Doc. I
sige.
do have Facebook account and YouTube channel, no. Most of the time yung content ko is more on mga social issues, but of course to have an understanding lang, no, yung surface part ng understanding ng mga nangyayari sa atin kasi that's also part of kailangan nating maging aware.
Yes,
And,
yung awareness ang importante.
Yes, Doc. And one of the things na siguro ano ko lang din sa inyo ay if it is a serious case na, especially sa mga parents, there are mental health clinic na you just have to know kung saan yon. You can search it to Google. At the same time, for of course here in Manila, no, ang daming mga mental health institution and clinics na pwede nating puntahan. If it's a serious case na talaga, you could sa mga public, no, mayroon tayong PGH, no, Philippine General Hospital, at the same time the MCMH, no. And of course, if once we're done with this, I could also have I could paste yung mga hotline natin dyan sa ating comment section. Ako na lang po personally maglagay po sa yung mga hotline na pwede natin tawagan in case po na magkaroon po ng mga
service.
If there's a need for psychological help or interventions.
Alright. So, nakaka-inspired si Sir Jonel. So, Sir Jonel, mag-time check muna tayo, 12:34. Magkaroon lamang po tayo ng maiksing commercial break upang magbigay sa ating station ID. Magbabalik po kami together with Sir Jonel sa muling.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Welcome back mga katrupa. Kayo po ay nakatutok pa din sa programang Biyaya at Buhay sa DWDD 1134 kHz AM radio station. Ang DWDD ay kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas with our guest, Sir Jonel Samuling. Okay, so ipagpatuloy na natin, Sir Jonel, yung ating mga nakabinbin na tanong sa ating mga nakikinig at nanonood. So may mga tanong dito. So Sir Jonel, sa personal journey and advocacy of yours, so what challenges have you faced as a mental health advocate and how have you overcome them? Parang hindi sila maniwala siguro na wala kang na-experience din.
Well, personally, in my personal experience, no, it's just we're helping for a cause and we're advocating mental health for a cause. And the reason why in the first place gusto naming i-prioritize yung mental health is because coming from our own experience, we also have experiences na it make us a person who we are today. And some of the things na mga personal problems ko that makes me inspire for that, it's because one of that is at the end of the day na-exhaust ako. Personally, maybe some of some of the mental health practitioners out there, or mga advocates right there, ay isa din to sa mga na-experience nila. I mean, in one day,
Sir Junel, pakilapit.
Yeah, in one day,
Yan.
meron tayong, merong 4 or 5, no? Minsan, nag-i-exceed to that, mga 10, no? Students or clients na nagkakaroon or nagpapa-counsel or humingi ng advice or help or psychological help about their mental health. And
So meaning, Sir Junel, just want to ask lang, no? Sa experience mo ba, at marami talagang nagpapaano sa'yo? Nagpapa-guidance or nagsasabi ng problema?
Definitely, sir.
Oh.
In more than we can imagine. In a day, no? Kung hindi lang siya limited, at the same time, kung wala tayong appointment schedule, no? Araw-araw mapupuno ako ng mga students na gustong magpa-consult. And some of them, no, ayaw nilang magsabi in the office or gusto nila online. Yung iba naman yung encounter ko lang diyan sa daan, sa hallway, something na kung pwede bang magpaano. And that's the time na doon nila nalalaman na mayroon palang guidance office, at the same time may appointment schedule pala ako.
Yes.
So that's the only time na nagpapa-appointment sila. And if we're going to imagine that, no, almost of the students, no, are having concern with their mental health. Kasi ang daming factors, ang dami nating aspect. Mayroon tayong sa family, most of the cases, kaya in-emphasize ko kanina yung parenting, at the same time kung paano natin i-monitor yung mga bata natin, kasi their upbringing, no, the way we mold them, it will always affect their future. At the same time, kung ano sila in the future, kung paano nila i-deal yung sarili nila, paano nila i-manage yung stress nila. Isa sa pinaka-importanting foundation kasi nila is the parenting, no, at the same time in the comfort of our house. Paano nila nakikita yon, at paano nila nakikita sa parents natin mag-manage ng stress.
Yes, oo.
Kaya isa sa mga problem parati is family problems, at the same time sa relationship, no, if it's college student, most of the time nasa relationship talaga yung mga girlfriend or boyfriends, no. Mahirap kasi aside from that, may mga problems that you cannot imagine na nagagawa nila while studying, no? At the same time, it's their live experiences na parang you manage and you survive that kind of trauma or abuse, no? Sa relationship talaga nangyayari, at the same time to their academics, no, sa mga subjects, which is yun na yun parang byproduct or yun na yung effect yung mga nauna sa family nila, at the same time sa relationship, naapektuhan yung pag-aaral nila.
So Sir Junel, okay lang ba sa'yo kung you share your personal story or experiences that shape your passion for mental health? Meron ka bang story dyan?
Yeah. Siguro,
Sir Junel, yung mic.
siguro isa sa pinaka gusto ko lang i-share sa inyo bakit ako naging mental health advocate is that
Para may hinuhugutan ka eh.
Yeah. Life is too unfair. But we can make it fair. Sa laban ng buhay, siguro kung may mga pinagdadaanan tayo ngayon, trauma, abuse, no, if you're within your family na napaka-toxic, at the same time gusto mo nang kumawala, no, mga abuse na experience natin, not just verbal abuse but physical abuse, no, hindi lang sa relatives mo but of course to the people that around you. I just wanted you to know that before I decide to be a mental health advocate, I experienced those things. Yung pamamaliit, yung kumbaga inaano mo lang, dinedisregard mo lang yung emotional, hindi mo inintindi yung emotion because as much as possible you wanted to survive and to overcome that situation.
So, Junel, pakilapit yung mic mo.
And
thank you.
The thing about that is hindi mo kailangan gumanti. No, you could actually use that one.
Wag gumanti.
Yeah, to empower, at the same time to inspire more, no, na you have to overcome that, at the same time you have to deal with that issue right now, with that like kung saan ka ngayon, yun yung kailangan mong harapin at intindihin yung sarili mo kung paano siya makatulong sa'yo. There are lots of traumas and abuse din na na-experience ko. That's the reason why I've decided to be a mental health advocate.
Wow, galing naman. Galing naman si Sir Jonel. So, Sir Jonel, of course, being a guidance advocate, guidance counselor, how could you handle burnout? Siyempre, minsan, naano ka sa sarili mo, no? Your emotional exhaustions from advocating for mental health. Ano yung mga ano mo dyan? Paano mo ma-handle yan?
Yeah.
Parang ang hirap eh.
Like what I've said, no?
Hindi mo ba dala-dala sa bahay?
Super, nadadala ko. That's why most of the people who know me personally, no, parang naano sila sa akin, ba't ang dami kong cats? No, ba't ang dami kong alagang pusa, at the same time mga iba pa akong
okay.
It's because of
talagang nag-aalaga ka ng cat?
Yes, Doc. Isa kasi 'yon sa mga, kumbaga, at some point nakakatulong sa akin. Kasi like what I've said, napaka-loyal nila. And siguro sila lang yung, kung if I'm a guidance advocate and I'm doing counseling, siguro kung may counseling session lang kami sa bahay, sila yung mga counselor ko, pet counselor ko. Kasi they will never judge me kung ano yung nararamdaman ko. At the same time, malayo akong nakakapag-express.
Wow.
Baga yung active listener, sila talaga yung active listener na kahit anong mangyari, nandiyan lang sila nakikinig, no? Didilaan ka nila or something, kumbaga, i-comfort ka nila.
How many cat do you have, by the way?
Right now, I do have parang more than 10.
So nakakatulong talaga sa'yo, ha?
Yes, nakakatulong sila sa akin how to cope up with the stress and the burnout.
Yan yung outlet mo, ano?
Yeah, yun yung outlet ko kasi parang feeling ko kasi, no? Well, of course, aside from my partner na my partner in life, no? Aside from siya talaga yung nakapagkwentuhan ko, minsan I need me time din kasi, or I need solitude, and one of the na mga kasama ko talaga kapag nag-iisa ko, yung mga cats ko.
Okay.
Doon ako nagve-vent out. Yun yung sila talaga yung
ang galing.
Yan.
So, Sir Jonel, ang dami ko ng tanong, ano? Yeah. So, what advice do you have for people who feel overwhelmed but don't know where to start? Kasi ganun, sa trabaho natin, minsan na-overwhelmed tayo.
Yeah. Naalala ko tuloy, Doc, yung professor ko from college, sabi niya, the first step is always the hardest. And yeah, thank you for raising that question, or for asking that question. Kasi siguro kung may bagay man tayong may aspeto sa buhay natin nahihirapan tayo kung paano magsimula, especially if parang nag-stop ka ng work tapos you don't know how to parang start again, lalo na nababurnout ka at ang daming nangyayari sa paligid ngayon, especially sa mga leaders natin. Siguro you have to start it from just decide on the first step that you're gonna do is just decide. Parang from that, right then, no, kahit anong gawin mo, pag hindi mo siya sinimulan because of natatalo ka ng procrastination, yung tinatalo ka ng kama mo kahit na ilang beses ka na, parang ilang oras ka na nakahiga dyan, you have to start it by just deciding. Whatever it is.
Okay.
Pwede mong isipin or pwede kang mag-start na mag-exercise. Ito ako ngayon, siguro bukas ng 5 a.m. Mag-exercise ako. Start ko kasi medyo nagigay na ako ng weight kasi wala na akong labas-labas sa bahay. Parang nahiya na ako sa mga kapitbahay namin. At the same time, tumataas na rin yung buhok ko. Tomorrow, magpapagupit ako. So from that, no, starting from that, self-care talaga siya. Self-care talaga yung inuuna natin.
At saka papasok din doon yung time management.
Yes, Doc. From that, doon mo na mapapractice ulit at doon ka na makaka-recover from that thing na parang ayaw mong gawin from the start, and right now you're deciding, kailangan mo talaga siya kumpensahan sa sarili mo. And doon din na madedevelop yung sunod-sunod na yan, yung discipline from your self-care na gagawin. Kailangan mo talaga siya umpisahan sa sarili mo. Paglalabas, akong mga gamit, paghugas na nakaimbak dyan na ilang linggo na, hindi mo naasikaso kasi parang, yun nga, nagpo-procrastinate ka, tinamad ka, no? You have to start it from yourself.
So meaning,
that's the only way.
That's someone build emotional resilience during those times? How can someone build emotional resilience?
Yes. actually, yung emotional resilience natin, napapractice natin siya sa mga kasama natin kapag nakipag-usap tayo. Pero at some point or for some reason, no, pwede din natin i-practice yung emotional attachment or detachment natin on ourselves. Let's say for example, dati ang hilig-hilig mong manigarilyo or something, ang dami mong bisyo. Ngayon, since you're starting from the scratch, no, you can actually avoid that and prevent that, and pwede mo siyang hindi isali sa mga priority mo ngayon, and pwede mong i-attach yung emotion mo na, kasi vices have emotional attachment. Kasi nga, nandun yung feelings na feel mo, may urges at the same time, parang nahahay ka kapag tinitake mo yung mga ganong bisyo mo. But once you practice how to detach, at the same time yung to not gratify agad-agad, easily, instant gratification agad yung sarili mo, pag na-practice mo yun, no, you could actually build yung emotional resilient din. No? Pwede mo siyang matiis at the same time, at some point parang magiging parte na ng pattern of behavior mo yung emotional at detachment and attachment, at nabibuild yung emotional resilience from that.
Wow, galing. So, pag-usapan naman natin, Sir Jonel, yung future of mental health advocacy. So, how do you see mental health advocacy evolving in the next 5 to 10 years. So ngayon yung age mo siguro 30, pagdating ng 40 years old or 35, ano na kaya yung advocacy evolving sa ating mental health?
Yes, thank you Doc for raising that question. One of the things
kasi importante talaga ngayon.
Yes, na picture out ko. Right now, no, my mental health law tayo. And at the same time, mayroong dinagdag ulit ngayon, the RA 20820, which is yun yung parang to reinforce, at the same time to implement yung mga guidance office, yung mental health advocate sa lahat ng sectors ng education, kasi yun yung isa sa tinitingnan ngayon ng not just higher education but of course the Department of Education, na lahat ng students, lahat ng mga kabataan, mga younger generations ay kailangan maging aware, at the same time maintindihan yung mental health, at the same time yung mental health movement here in the Philippines kailangan din ipalaganap, ipaintindi na pwede nating alagaan yung sarili natin while inaalagaan din natin yung mga loved ones natin. Kasi most of the time, kasi napaka-sacrificial natin. Ang lagi nating iniisip parati here in the Philippines ay yung bumalik tanaw ka ng utang loob sa mga pamilya mo without actually parang doing favor for yourself, na kahit na parang may iniinda ka na, may naramdaman ka na, just to provide, no? Ang hirap gawin nun. That's why it's really important na at some point in your life, pwede mo ring i-prioritize yung sarili mo while actually helping other people.
Sir Jonel, may nagtanong sa ating sa akin personally, babasahin ko lang, kung if we pursue daw psychology, kasi may daw kursong kukunin, Bachelor of Science in Psychology or AB Psychology or psychology lang.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oo.
If you're planning or
parang gusto nila magiging guidance, parang katulad mo siguro, na inspired.
Okay. If you're planning to be a guidance counselor, advocate, no, or mental health advocate, whatever program, no, pwede mong i-take, kasi lahat naman pwedeng mag-board exam in registered psychometrician or psychologist. But of course, no, depende na lang yan sa masters mo. What can I advise to you, if yung ang nilook forward mo in the future ay magiging, let's say, nasa medicine ka or nasa medical ka talaga field, you could actually pursue yung BS Psychology, because that's a pre-med course. Most of the subjects right there, or the courses na ino-offer, ay more on natural sciences. Okay? So let's say for example, yung mga biology, physics, botany, lahat na nadi-discuss dyan as part of your natural science.
Yung BS Psychology.
Yes, that's the foundation of BS, Bachelor of Science and Psychology. And for Bachelor of Arts naman, if you're looking and if you're aiming to be a lawyer someday or attorney someday, no, that's actually a pre-law law, the BA, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, and it's more on social sciences. Dinidiscuss yan yung politics. At the same time, may mga courses sila dyan na mga about leadership and management. It's most of the time, anchored talaga siya, aligned siya sa mga management or pang pre-law talaga siya. So that's the difference. More on natural science yung BS Psychology, and more on social science naman yung Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. And whatever it is, you could actually be a guidance advocate if ipo-pursue mo kung ano saan sa dalawa niyan. Na either you could be a mental health advocate.
Pwede sa dalawa, no? So, sa future naman ulit ha, Sir Junel. So, mga pag-usapan natin naman yung what policies or initiative do you wish to see implement for better mental health support in the future?
Yes, Doc. I'm actually praying and hoping for that, because the like what I've said, there's a need for the mental health period here in the Philippines. Kasi ang lagi na lang nating ano talaga, apektado tayo ng mga politics ng mga politicians na to eh. And hindi natin matatanggal yan. What we can do is that to understand kung paano tayo mag-react to the environment or to the news
Sir Junel,
na nasa yung mga nakikita at narinig natin sa paligid natin. The only thing that we can control is that the way we react, no? So isa sa pinaka-importante kasi diyan, no? Kukunin ko lang siya sa quote ni ng isang humanistic psychologist or existential psychologist, no? If you don't know how to control the situations, kasi hindi mo na talaga siya makontrol, ma-manipulate, no? You cannot make ways, no? We manage to change ourselves. So if you don't know how to control yung situation, hindi mo pwedeng maguhin, no? You can control actually, or you can actually manage how to react to the things na narinig mo or sa paligid na meron ka. Ganon din sa kung paano ka nabubuhay araw-araw. Hindi pwedeng manakit ka or manuntok ka na lang dahil nagalit ka or something na naka-disappoint ka, or parang nainis ka sa tao nakausap mo, no? Hindi pwedeng ganun na lang agad tayo mag-react. You know, by understanding ourselves in our mental health, our mental health aspect, no, we can also understand kung paano tayo mag-react. Kapag ginawa ba natin yung bagay na yun sa sarili natin, matutuwa tayo. So that's the very fundamentals, no? Basic lang siya, pero it's not easy to do it kasi nga self-control yung parang ini-establish natin, or ang gusto nating ma-develop sa sarili natin. And that's how it is, no? I'm praying for this country na hindi lang more on laws, kasi ang dami na natin mga batas but of course we could also make laws for the well-being of the Filipino citizens, the Constitution.
Wow. Ang daming alam ni Sir Junel. Nakakatuwa naman. So, how can we individuals who are passionate about mental health get involved in advocacy work? Kagaya mo.
Yes. You could actually
in a simple way.
Yeah, you could actually participate in your community, no? Pag may mga program diyan, especially yung mga SK ninyo, or at the same time yung barangay ninyo, you could invite a speaker about mental health awareness or mental health 101 lang, kung gaano siya kaimportante sa community ninyo, no? At the same time, you could join sa mga program nila na nag-i-encourage na pahalagahan yung mentalidad natin na bilang Pilipino. At the same time, sa mga pa-fun run natin, doon mo din ma-exercise ma-exercise, at the same time ma-deal yung stress mo kahit paano, maintindihan mo kung ano ba yung physiological reaction ng stress na yon sa katawan mo at paano ka naapektahan nun. You can encourage yourselves in your relatives, your family, or your classmates na mag-join sa mga ganong activity. Kahit paano, ma-encourage din sila. At ikaw sa sarili mo, maintindihan mo din yung sarili mo at yung iba. So, aside from that, siguro,
involved.
Yeah, how could they get involved from the community, at the same time from the mental health advocacy? Not just parang personal, gagawin mo yung mga bagay na yun, but also in social media, you could actually share profound, at the same time yung may mga substance quotations or substance na mga videos or motivational quotes, no? You could actually share that to your account, to to your newsfeed at the same time, especially kapag marami kang friends, no? You help them. At the same time, aside from that, na nakakatulong, no? Yung sinasabi ko, it should be started from yourself. And of course, kapag hindi na kayang i-take, you have to consult a professional, a mental health professional.
Yes.
Kaya yung mga referrals, it works also. Kapag may alam ka na mas marunong mag-deal doon, guidance counselor or mental health advocate, pwede mo silang i-refer doon. Okay?
Alright. So, Sir Junel, thank you so much. Sana mahaba pa yung ating oras. So, hopefully next time, ma-invite ka namin ulit, ha? Sa show. So, parting words mo naman, Sir Junel.
Thank you so much, guys, for listening and for watching us today. And I really appreciate you for having us today, at the same time for watching us today. And of course, Doc Arnel, thank you for inviting me to be a guest here. And of course, nagkaroon ako ng time para i-share yung advocacy ko. And don't forget to follow me in my social media accounts. No, for that's my name, Juniel Samuling, and I'm advocating mental health. Thank you so much, guys.
Alright. O baka may nakalimutan ka pang batiin, Sir Junel. Pakiano yung microphone mo.
I mean, wala na po so far. Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you for watching.
Alright. Ipa-follow nyo si Sir Junel sa kanyang FB page. So, as we come to the end of today's segment, we would like to thank you, other viewers and listeners, for joining us. May you carry with you the lessons, blessings, and hope that we've shared today. Remember, life is full of opportunities for growth, service, and transformation. Let us embark each day with faith, love, and gratitude for the countless blessings we have. May God continue to bless each one of you in your journey, and may you feel strength and joy in every step you take. Stay inspired, stay hopeful, and always remember that the best is yet to come. Thank you for being part of the Biyaya at Buhay family. Until next time, God bless you always. Maraming salamat po, mga katrupa, sa pagtutok sa aming programa hanggang sa susunod na Sabado. Magkita-kita po tayong muli sa ganap na 12:00 ng tanghali hanggang 1:00 ng hapon sa nag-iisang radio stations ng Armed Forces of the Philippines, ang DWDD 1134 kW AM radio station, sa programang Biyaya at Buhay. And lastly, maraming salamat sa ating panawin ngayong hapon, si Sir Junel Z. Samuling. Sa ngalan po ni katrupang Doc Ariel Mazo, Doc Mark Season, and Don Carlito Austria, ako po si katrupang Dr. Arnel Palmes, mag-iiwan sa inyo ng mga katagang bawat buhay may biyayang taglay. Happy weekend mga katrupa, and may God bless us all.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.